Hello, everyone. This is Priscilla Dames here, and I want to talk a little bit about um, intentional transformation and this challenge group. And then I'm going to introduce our two speakers today and just let them roll with it for a while. Eventually, as you know, I'm just learning how to do these lives. You could tell in the last couple of weeks when I haven't been able to get it together. But it's getting better, right? We're right on time today, and both presenters are here. So we're going to say yay, yay! Woo, 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 woo,
Whoop,
woo.
whoop.
I like it. I like it. So I am continuing to learn about this technology, and we are going to be perfect before you know it. But about the intentional transformation challenge, I am encouraging every single listener to put your challenge, whatever it is, in one of these areas: the personal, business, and health. And we always know that health is number one. You can't do any of the others without health. So that's why we have these two who are the faces of the challenge on here today. So if you will pick one of those areas, put the goal that you have in mind in the Facebook group. Just put your name, put your goal. Start there. Then, if you thought about it, put a benchmark, one thing that you can accomplish for each month. Starting, actually, we were supposed to start in January, but if you want to start in February, that's fine. You could start today, as a matter of fact. I, Tony Major, did my exercises today that you taught me, and I'm going to ride the bike today also because most of you know I'm coming off of a cruise and I was really good about not drinking, but I did eat a lot. I didn't eat real late, but I did eat a lot. And just to let you know, Guy's Chicken is great and Shaq's Burgers are fantastic. That's beside the regular meal. So I am on it, getting myself back in place. But I did exercise 4 times. If you look at the Facebook post, I exercised 4 times while I was on vacation. And so you're putting yourself out there and you're joining the group to make yourself accountable to everyone else in the group, not just the experts, not just to me, but especially number one is to yourself. Isn't that right? As far as accountability, Tony, you first,
Absolutely.
you first have to be accountable to yourself. As a matter of fact, I think just before I left, Tony's new word for me was, actually, it's an old word, but now we're reestablishing new goals for me. So he said, let's write accountability. So I did write that down. So to be accountable for myself, I made sure I exercised 4 times. That was a goal, and I did it. So, what can you accomplish towards that goal every single month? February, March, April, May, and June. That's 5 months. That's enough time to do a lot in any area. And the reason you have benchmarks is because you want to journal your successes. And I think Tony wanted to talk about journaling today. Journal your successes. And if you fall behind or fall off a little bit, it's okay. You're going to get right back on and continue towards your next benchmark. So the very next day, you do it all over again, whatever it is you needed to benchmark. So you're benchmarking every single month until June. What do you want to accomplish? Sometimes people start at the end and go backwards. Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind. So, whatever the goal is that you want to have done By the time we go to Belize in June, and we will talk about Belize another day, then you're going to establish those benchmarks leading up to then, five of them. What do you want to accomplish in February, March, April, May, and June? So, first, you have to decide on what your goal is and write it. Write it in your journal and write it in the Facebook group because pretty soon we're going to start chatting in those groups. So, I'm going to introduce you to first, Tony Major. I think Tony said that he's going to be able to stay a while today. But the reason I'm introducing him first is because he does have clients all day. About Tony Major, he's a certified personal trainer. He's my trainer, certified senior fitness instructor, certified group fitness instructor, and wellness coach based in South Florida. Tony's fitness and wellness journey has been lifelong as it has revolved around competitive sports since his early fundamental childhood years. Now, I want you to see his book. His book is Sit to Get Fit, and it says easy and effective chair exercises for seniors. And the reason that I'm purposely showing you that is because I discovered Tony that he was a personal trainer because I know he did events already. I've known him for a long time, but I didn't realize he was a personal trainer. He has an expertise in chair exercises for seniors. I have tried a quadrillion diets and methods to lose weight and to keep myself fit. The primary reason that I chose Tony is because he has an expertise in seniors. And one of the things that he is saying is that even during vacations or during a pandemic like COVID, that's no excuse to gain weight. You can do all kinds of exercises in your own home. And I did not want to go to the gym. I have an elderly mother, and I did not want anyone to have to come to my home because they may have COVID. And so I was looking for someone who can do something virally through video with just me. I did not want groups. I knew I was in trouble. I was close to 200 pounds. I knew I needed someone who was very serious, who had expertise with seniors and could do it via video or phone. And ever since then, we haven't changed. It's working for me. I've lost 55 pounds and he's got me in shape. And now we've reestablished our goals. And with that, I'm going to give it to Tony. Let me go on and introduce Dr. Elizabeth first, and then we're going to have Tony talk. Both of them have a long list of credentials. Today, we're going to just zero in on one area of their expertise. Liz has been a part of the beauty and wellness world for over 20 years and is a beauty industry consultant, specializing in the spa wellness, makeup consultant, and certified nutritionist. Formerly trained in education, Liz has consulted on beauty workshops and seminars, health and wellness expos, testing the most innovative, up and coming products and how women and men feel beauty no matter what. And I must show you her book, and we're going to talk about her book in a few minutes when she starts talking. But one of the things I must add about Tony is not just that he does exercises. Every time he gives me a new word, he tells me to look it up and or will send me a video, oftentimes by a doctor. He meets with doctors. He works with the chin industry. So he's right there. He is a nutritionist. And so he is about health, not just losing weight. And that's what I'm about, health. Turn it over to you now, Tony.
Absolutely, Priscilla. Thank you. When we first started this journey, I told you that this is going to be bigger than you, because there's people around you. And obviously, you are a role model, just your whole being, your background, it's in your DNA. And as you can see right now, here we are. We're on the journey and we're doing this. We're doing this live. Other people that are watching this are going to grab onto all of this information and they're going to transform and so on and so on and so on, right? So I want to thank you for all of the kind words. Um, and I also want to continue to congratulate you because it is a journey and you've done all of the work necessary to get to this point. Losing 50 pounds, 55 pounds, and growing.
Yes, say 55 because I want credit for every single pound because
That's right.
every pound is a struggle, believe me.
That's right. That's right. It's a lot of work and it takes a lot of focus and creating good habits, eliminating bad habits, but doing all of the fundamental things that we start out with. Like we talked about journaling. It's so important to journal. And I'm glad that we've highlighted journaling and all of the other areas because, it also helps you create a plan. It helps you not only visualize, but it also lightens your experience. It eliminates stress. Journaling actually eliminates stress. You're writing it down. There's power in journaling. And I think as we get on this journaling um, topic, it's important for everyone that's watching this to start to look up the benefits of journaling. And I think when you understand the root of what happens when you are journaling, many things happen. You're going to become more into it. You're going to create a good habit of doing it, and you're going to get success. And it doesn't matter if it's a weight loss program or even a business adventure, you're going to get a lot of success out of journaling. And I think that ever since we've started, you've been journaling, you've been very diligent about journaling, and you're able to go back and look at your journey. You've seen your days where you've gone up, you understood what has happened, you've seen the days when you've lost weight, and you've seen and you're able to duplicate some of the successes on your successful days, right? And that's
Yeah.
gotten you even further ahead. So journaling is so important. And there's a lot to this. This doesn't have to be extreme. This is a lifestyle. And we know that we've seen a lot of individuals go on a weight loss program and they've had success, but a year later, 2 years later, they've gained it all back and everything falls apart. So we are focusing on a lifetime commitment so that we can stay steadfast and we can always be at our desired weight and still not taking your Twinkies away, right? You want to be able to enjoy your life. There's going to be holidays, weekends, birthdays, even cheat days, right? And yes, if you want to have some cake, have some cake. Absolutely. If you want to have a drink. But you know how to bring it all back into perspective so that you can keep meeting your goals. So it's all about, not too far to the right, not too far to the left, understanding how to live life comfortably and still staying healthy. Some of the basic things that we can do to stay healthy are, having healthy intellectual conversations. It's important how we talk to each other, what we're talking about. Is it healthy? Okay. It's not just exercise and nutrition, right? It's intellectual health as well. How are we thinking? So, all of these things we talk about as we are together, that's just one piece to it. And of course, we want to get a little bit of sunlight if you can. We want to stay hydrated. We want to get the right amount of sleep, all of the basic things. We also want to look at our nutrition, make sure that it's appropriate for what we're doing. Everyone is different. What might work for one person might not work for another person. And of course, exercise. And the same thing there. What might work for one person might not work for the other person. But being able to find your solution, your sweet spots, and managing that whole process. And I think we're well on our way with this. And I think as people come into this group, we're going to teach them how to do that. All of the above. So once again, congratulations. Let's continue. There's a long, long, long way to go, but we are well on our way. All right. Thank you very much, Liz. Good to see you there. Good to see you. Liz is really not just a beautiful person, and she represents that fully, but she's also a great connector. And she's referred me to people that she has known that need help. We've just brought on Jeff Fox from the Jeff Fox Show. Let's welcome him, local guy, very important guy in our community here, good friend.
Oh, we lost Tony.
Oh,
But I did.
Sorry about that. That was a call coming in, and I had to reject it. That happens with all of this stuff sometimes. But Liz is also a great connector, and a part of wellness is being able to um, connect our friends, right? Putting them in good hands with individuals, but also providing opportunities for our friends as well. So there's so much in this whole conversation as we continue to do it. So I just want to say thank you for that, Liz,
you're
as
welcome.
well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I did write to Jeff Fox, so I did let him know that I'm one of your clients, and congratulations for joining. And told him he can do it. If I could do it, everybody on earth can do it. I haven't always been as disciplined as I am now, obviously, or else I would not have gone almost up to 200 pounds. And I saw a friend of mine last night, and she asked me, "What have you been doing?" And I told her, and she asked me to send her. And I'm going to shout out her name right now. I'm gonna put her on the spot. It's Judge Renee Gordon. I think you know
Oh,
her,
wow.
Liz. Yes, and she wants to talk to you right away. But there's so many things that you bring to the table, Tony, and I just really, really appreciate you and Elizabeth being the face of this challenge. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
talk about Elizabeth now. She is the self care queen, and she has this book. And I'm going to read what self care is not. Self care is not selfish, laziness, expensive, and exaggeration, weakness, something to feel guilty about, a set of hard and fast rules, being too excessive and indulgence, or petty. That's what it is not. I'm reading right from Liz's book. So, will you define what is self care? It's not all those things. I love it that you started with. It's not being selfish at all. Tell us, what is it then?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on part of this team because this is what I really, really love. I love to give back valuable information that's going to help individuals to be their best, right? Because that's what we need. We need a community of partnerships of people that are healed and are walking on this earth in good conditions, right? We take our cars to the mechanic, we take care of the household, we call the plumber, but what we don't do is make ensure that we are walking uphold right and correct, right? So that is important. And you having the vision together, I applaud you, Priscilla. I applaud you for stepping up and saying, you know what, I'm going to make some changes for me, and doing it, because it's saying it but then not doing it, and then reaching out to somebody else who is more knowledgeable and saying, I'm going to invest in someone that is knowledgeable and is going to get me on the right track, right? Because a lot of times we want to do it ourselves or think that we can go on YouTube University, but that doesn't work most of the time, right? Statistically, it says that you'll have this motivation to do that, and then you leave it alone. But Tony Major is definitely, thank you again, Tony Major, for those kind words. But you are
Thank you.
definitely a person to connect with, to know, because you embody the whole overall spiritual well-being, because you got to heal in order to figure out what and how to fix me, right? Because there's some issues sometimes that we have that are preventing us to be our greatness, to lose the weight, because sometimes we can't be emotional eaters. And I've been with your program, and my son has, and it is amazing. I think I have two journals. One that I choose to be happy, where I write what I'm choosing to be happy about, right? Even that day I may not feel that way, but I'm going to choose to be happy. And then I have this one that I want somewhere, and I just write down, because we do wake up sometimes and we have to self motivate ourselves. So we have to become an embodiment of being our own cheerleaders, right?
That's
So
right.
what is self-care? So a lot of so I thought about what would I be most effective to reach out. And one of the things that I do is I self-evaluate what is happening in the world, right? Like, what is happening? What is going on? I check the temperature. I check the season that I'm in. We may be in the winter fall season, but sometimes us as human beings, we can be in our winter season while somebody's in their summer season. When I say that, I mean that their life is going great. They're about to get married, they lost weight, life is going good for them, and we're here sitting there watching them because we're in our winter season. But it's okay to be in the winter season. We just have to know how to prepare for the winter, what coat we're going to wear, because if it's cold, we need to have our sweater, our jacket, right? And they may be in their bathing suits, but we're in our winter season. So that is important, because if you are trying to follow the trend, or what I call, and I put it in my book, the FTT, I wrote it, I have sticky notes every, the FTT pressure, follow the trend, you're really going to, might fall into a spiral of depression, because we're trying to follow something where we're not at yet, right? If I live in Chicago and it's -0 degrees, I'm not going to go outside with the temperature that's here in South Florida. I'm going to prepare effectively for where I'm at. And that came to me when I was as a flight attendant. Like, I am in different places and I need to prepare for the different places that I'm going to be in. So, to answer your question, and I wanted to say that, so in checking the temperature, we came out of a pandemic. And although we think the pandemic may have been far away, it really wasn't. It happened in 2020. And then 2021, we were just peeking out to see if, hey, who's going to go out first, because we don't know yet. And then 2022, we were putting our feet out and still checking. People were still getting sick. So we were still not, and now we're here, 2023, where we're outside, 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 right? So there's the statistics, and I like to look at statistics because they're important. So 89% of Americans say that they experience some kind of negativity because of the pandemic, right? That's a large amount, 89%. Then 28% of Americans say that they physically and mental health awareness really declined because of the pandemic.
Liz, I'm going to interject here because, um, like I told the lead up and how I found Tony and why I selected him, because there's a trillion personal trainers out here. I'd also like to share about something that you're saying. She said you have to be in that time and space to be able to accept where you are and that it's time for you to do something. During the pandemic, my husband bought me a new bike, and I jumped on the bike. I jumped on the bike and I rode. I'm sorry about that. And I jumped on the bike and rode it around for I thought was just going to be just for a minute, right around my neighborhood. And I said, "Oh, I got this." So I went right outside, immediately outside of my neighborhood. It was not even on the main drag yet. And lo and behold, I grabbed the bike brakes too quickly and too heavily, and it flipped me off. And all I could tell you, if your face get in a fight with the cement is going to win. So I went to, I mean, my face was swollen. I had black eyes. I thought I was going to lose my front tooth. It was really, really bad. Skin was off in 5 places. So when I went to the dermatologist, face was swollen, everything. And so he took care of me and he gave me some shots in my face. When I got in the car, I could not believe that I had accepted shots in my face. I called Elizabeth immediately and I wanted to scream because I was like, yay, I did it. I can't believe I've taken shots in my face. But she has been involved with self care for so long. Whatever she needs to do, she does it, whether it's in the gym or her face or her hair. And she hasn't said that she owns Liz's Beauty Bar yet because I said I was going to give you only little bits at a time. But I knew she was the one to call because she's been talking about self care and the beauty bar forever and ever. So I had to be in that space finally to accept the shots and that I needed them and that I needed work on my face. And I called Liz as soon as I got in the car because I could not believe it. And I do have to have a shout out to Melissa Jane. Hi, Melissa. Melissa's the one that she's a superb technology trainer, and she's the one that taught me how to use StreamYard. So thank you, Melissa. She's written us twice saying hello to all of you that are listening. Go right ahead, Elizabeth. But I just had to say that you have to be in the right place and time slot to accept different things. I think I had to get to that spot where I would accept someone like Tony, not just anybody, and realize that I needed a Tony by myself, not a group. I had to get to the place that I had to accept the different things that Elizabeth has been doing for, it said, 20 years. I had to get to that spot to start accepting some of those. So I thank you for allowing me to call you Elizabeth. Go right
Oh,
ahead, please.
I, no, I love all that. As I was saying statistics. So when we look at those statistics, the numbers are really high, and it's important. And so what we tend to do is we outwardly go everything else, as I was saying, our home, our kids, our family, and everyone else, but we are the temple, right? And we have to learn how to invest in ourselves. And if we don't know it, and that's why I commend you, Priscilla, because you reached out to Tony Major, and he is like the Rolls Royce of health and wellness. Like,
Thank
he's the
you.
guru. He's the guy. Like, if you ask me, that's who I'm gonna send you to. I don't even have a two or three. That's it, and it's just perfectly fit how he does it. You could be in your home space because people did leave the pandemic with anxiety, where they don't want to leave, where they don't feel comfortable. So you have formulated such a great space for people who are transitioning out of that era. I mean, I think that's amazing. So, what is self care, right? Self care could be defined again where you're at in your life. But in true essence, it's self care is the ability of to care for yourself through awareness, through self control, and through self reliance in order to achieve, and I wrote it down, maintain or promote optimal health and well being. So, self care is an awareness. As you said, that had to happen so that you can be aware of, like, wait a minute, I'm going to take care of this. And then from there came a timeline of you saying, I'm going to take care of my health. So self-care is not selfish. It's you pinning down, and even a loss. A lot of people came out with losses and hurt. A loss doesn't go away. We're just moving in time, and we're living day by day. So I would encourage anybody to make a list of things that you want. A breakup, make a list of things that you want to do for yourself. And in that essence, you focus in you. Focus in you, and everything else will come. We can't control everything else. We can only do what we need to do for ourselves to prepare us for the next. So I encourage everybody, and that's one of my greatest things that has always come out when I just stay focused on myself. Great things happen, opportunities happen, and you're like, wow. Then you'll know the why you did that, why I was healthy, why I decided to go to a trainer, why I decided to. I know the funds are not where I want them to be, but you know what? I'm going to invest in this, and find things for you that make you happy. I have a friend of mine, and it's so funny because she'll buy a bunch of wigs and say, today I'm going to be this person. Today I'm going to be that person. And if that makes you happy, by do it. And I'm there for it because whatever, these are extensions. So when I want to be fabulous Liz Garcia, I tell my daughter, slap them babies off because today's the day. And some battles you got to fight it like that. I want to wake up like this, right? So and surround yourself with individuals, like Tony said, that can connect you where you need to go. And it's okay if you're in your winter season. The only thing is, if you're in your summer season, pull somebody else that's in their winter season. And they may not tell you that they're in their winter season, but just pull them in. You'll know by the way they're moving and for. But support each other. And it's okay. It's okay if someone's up and you're down, because
Probably
She'll,
got a phone call that happened. Yeah, that's the thing about the streaming stuff.
someone is
Sometimes phone
calling
calls
right
come in. That's okay.
there she is.
now. Yeah. So it's okay, and one of the greatest things that I love about Priscilla, because sometimes, and when things have happened to me, like 2019 when I did lose the grand, it's a sorry, when I lost my daughter lost her grandchild, Priscilla will pull me in. What are you doing today? No, we got to do this. No, get out a pen and paper. You're gonna write this, and no puedo. Hello, hello. So
Hello.
We can hear you.
So Priscilla would call me. And that's what sometimes we need. It's not what I wanted, because I just wanted to dwell in the pain that I was in. But sometimes it's not what you want, it's what you need. And so find friends that will pull you, out and say, no, no, no. You need to finish this. And Priscilla is that person. She does that. And I thank you for that. I really thank you for that.
And we have a group called Prayer Warriors, and it's just a little small group, and we don't bug each other every day. But when one of us are in whatever kind of trouble, we'll put it in the text, and then as a group, we will pray for each other or just talk to each other or whatever we need. Well, I'm going to bring this part to a close now. It was perfect. That was 35 minutes. Both of you ended up talking longer than you thought you would, and I knew you would, and that is just perfect. And so, for all the listeners, we're going to do this regularly now. Tony's going to do it every other week. Liz hasn't decided yet, but we have a couple of other experts too, one for business, one for spirituality. So we have one for at least one, if not two, for every single category, for business, for health, and for personal. So decide what your goal is, put it in the Facebook group, and let's go. Let's go, go, go. Any other words of wisdom from Dr. Elizabeth or Tony? Either one of you want to wrap it up?
Um,
Well, Liz.
Go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Well, I would say, the universe has laws, right? And we know that what goes up must come down, the law of gravity. But we also have the law of attraction, and you want to create good thoughts so that we could attract good things. So start to think of who you want to become, how do you want to become this way. So think in a way that's going to manifest this for you. So um, The law of attraction, I say, very, very important. Start to see yourself in this way. If you want to lose 50 pounds, if you want to lose 100 pounds, start to see yourself in this way. Start to think in that direction and start to build solutions under that and put action steps behind it. We have a lot of dreams out there, a lot of dreamers, and that's great. It's great to dream, it's great to keep dreaming, but you have to put these actions into all of that. And they don't have to be extreme. It's one foot in front of another every day, chip away. And that's what we're doing here in a sense.
We're chipping it away. Thank you. We're talking about our journals and putting your goals inside of Facebook. Anything else to wrap it up, Dr. Garcia?
So I want to piggyback what Tony was saying, because this is something that we don't, where we have to do, embrace your fears. You know, when you start asking the universe for stuff and making changes, things will come your way. I mean, things will really come your way, and you're going to have to embrace those, because you, and embrace your fears. And it may be fearful, the unknown, right? But it's worth it. It's what you attracted. It's what you worked hard for. So embrace your fears. I want to leave you with that.
And I love the post-it. Tony has me putting post-its everywhere. I thought I had passed that point. He said, no, 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 no. He said, the basics, you put it back. So I put it back on my bathroom mirror. There's also a post-it on the refrigerator. So I do keep my post-its handy. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Melissa Jane.
Thank you.
And I see you all later. And
Thank
bye-bye.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.